bookish friends, I hope you're well. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. My name's Ashton and it's time for another video. I saw JD Ray do this video where she went through all of the sequels that she needs to read for this year. And I thought, you know what, I'm in the middle of a lot of series, far too many series, which I probably will speak about a bit more in depth in my next episode of finishing series I'm in the middle of, which hopefully will be coming next month, in the next sort of like 2 weeks hopefully. But for now, I thought I would go through all the sequels that I need to get through this year. So let's just, I've got, how many have I got in total? I have 9 here to go through. So yeah, let's not waste time and let's just crack on with the sequels. It's editing me and I left out 3 books on this list of sequels. Also, I am really sorry if you can hear my heater in the background, but I have no central heating and my house is absolutely freezing. So we're just going to ignore that, or we're going to do our best to ignore it. And I'm just quickly going to tell you the three books that I missed off this list of sequels. And then we'll cut back to Past Me and I will give you the other 9. So we have 12 in total. So the ones I missed was Confessions, the Private School Murder by James Patterson and Maxine Petro. I'm not sure how to say her surname, I'm very sorry. This is book 2 in the Little Confessions series. I read book 1 last year and it was good. I quite enjoyed it. They're very fast paced, as we know with all James Patterson books. Love them for that. So yeah, that's another one. Then I forgot to mention The Fake Out by Stephanie Archer, which is book 2 in the Vancouver Storm series. I really enjoyed Behind the Net. I think I gave that one a 4.5. And I know that a lot of people really love this one. So I'm hoping I'm going to enjoy it just as much or even more. So that is another one that I forgot. And then the final one that I forgot is Throne of Secrets by Kerry Maniscalco. This is book 2 in the Prince of Sins series, which is a spin-off series from the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy. I love the Kingdom of the Wicked trilogy. I love Kerry Maniscalco's writing, and I devoured book 1 in this, which was Throne of the Fallen. I gave that 5 stars. We follow Prince Envy in that one, and in this one we are following Prince Gluttony. Yeah. And I'm intrigued to be back in this world. I'm intrigued to see what this one's about, and hopefully I'm going to love it as much as the other one. So yeah, those are the 3 that I forgot, and now I'm going to hand back over to Past Me to give you the other 9 sequels that I would like to get through this year. So first up, we have book number 2, sequel to The Naturals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and that is Killer Instinct, which is part of the Natural series. I read the first one last year. That was my first experience of Jennifer Lynn Barnes writing, and I loved it. I think I gave it like a 4.75. Absolutely devoured it. It was so fast paced. Loved the characters, and whoever described it as like YA Criminal Minds, spot on. Loved it. But for some reason, I just haven't picked up the second book yet. So in this series, we're following a bunch of teenagers that are drafted in to work alongside the FBI in like a special unit. It's kind of like they're kind of training them. They all have like very specific different set of like skills, and they're trying to train them and utilize them. But it's all cold cases. It's nothing like, they're not supposed to be like actually working or like on the job or anything like that. And obviously lots of things happen. And yeah, we follow this amazing little group of people, and I'm just excited to dive in and continue. So that is the first one that has to be done this year. Ideally, obviously I want to finish the whole series, but definitely this. The next one is a more recent one. I actually read the first one, Icebreaker by Hannah Grace. I read that just last week, so that will be like in my January wrap up. I'll talk about that. Obviously I wasn't planning on starting any new series, but I ended up kind of starting a buddy read with a very lovely lady on Instagram, one of my Instagram friends. So we ended up buddy reading Icebreaker together, which I enjoyed Icebreaker. So Wildfire is the next one. I don't actually know. This is Russ. Oh, cute. I loved Russ. I mean, he didn't get too much time in the other book. I don't think we got to know him as well as I would have liked, but I did like his character, so I'm excited. Now I know, I'm excited to pick this one up and see what it's about, and see if I like it more than I liked Icebreaker, or if it's around the same. I'm definitely looking forward to Daydream book 3, because I just adore Henry's character. I think he's brilliant, so I'm excited to get to his book. But yeah, looking forward to this. So this is the second sequel that we need to get done this year. Then I have Swift and Saddled by Lila Sage. This is book 2 in the Rebel Blue Ranch series. Yeah. I read Done and Dusted last year. Again, really loved it. It was so fast paced. I gave it 4.5 stars. I loved Emmy and Luke. And you know, just all the characters and that vibe. I just really enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to reading these. And they're nice and, like I said, they're fast paced. They're nice and quick. So yeah, that's another one that is on my radar that I need to get through and I need to get done. Again, obviously, my aim is going to be to finish all of these series this year. Let's see. Then the next one we have is, so again, I've just read book 1. It was part of my January TBR. I've read that this month. That book was a reread for me. This will also be a reread. In this series, I think there's like 17 books out at the moment. I own 12 of them. I only read the first 4, but that was many years ago, and I've completely forgotten what happened. So I knew, I was like, if I want to read the rest, I'm just going to have to start again. But luckily they're so fast paced that I don't mind rereading them. So this will be a reread of Run for Your Life by James Patterson and Michael Ledwidge. This is book 2 in the Michael Bennett series. We are following Detective Michael Bennett. He is a New York City homicide detective, and he has 10 adopted children of all different ages. And yeah, these are just fast paced, really interesting. I loved my reread of the first book, Step on a Crack. And yeah, this is book 2. So obviously my aim for this year is it's not going to be to finish all 17, but I want to get through the 12 that I own. So that's my aim with this one for this year. So looking forward to that. Then the next one is a middle grade series. I started this last year. I read the first one, really enjoyed it. Pretty sure I gave it 4.5 stars. The first one was called The Hat Makers by Tamsin Merchant. This is book 2, and this one is called The Map Makers. So this follows on from the previous story. We are following Cordelia Hatmaker. She comes from the family of hat makers. Her dad has gone missing. And there was just a whole heap of fun. And there was like a mystery plot and just so much adventure and just so whimsical. And I just had a great time. So I am really looking forward to delving back in. Again, I think this is only a trilogy. I think there's only 3. So I have The Map Makers, and then the third one is The Troublemakers. So yeah, another nice little middle grade series that I would like to tick off this year. So that is on there. Then next we have, this series is, what are their names again? I think it's, I want to say Brennan and Esposito. I'm sure that's what their names are. It's not actually telling me anywhere. Anyway, I read the first book in this series, and that was called, the series is by Tanya Carver. I believe this is a husband and wife duo. And the first one was called The Surrogate. I read that a few years ago. Absolutely loved it. Devoured it. It was great. I finally managed to sort of get the whole series. And I did want to focus on this. This was one of the ones I wanted to focus on last year, and I just didn't get round to it. So we're going to take another swing at it this year. And this is book 2 in that series. This one is called The Creeper. I think this is stalking, from what I can gather. It says, Suzanne Perry is having a vivid nightmare. Someone is in her bedroom with her and she can't move a muscle. She wakes, relieved to see the morning light, glad to put the nightmare behind her. Then she opens the curtains and sees a Polaroid stuck to the window, a photo of her sleeping self, taken during the night, and underneath it, the words, "I'm watching over you." Her nightmare isn't over. In fact, it's just beginning. I feel like these are very much, you can probably read them standalone, but don't quote me on that yet, because obviously this is only the second one in the series that I'm reading. But really looking forward to that. Then we have Mina and the Slayers by Amy McCarr. I read Mina and the Undead last year. Had such a good time. Really enjoyed it. 4.5. And I'm looking forward to delving back in. This is set in New Orleans. It's set in the 90s. It's 1995. And it just gives you all those 90s vibes, and I just love it. And I'm looking for, this is a trilogy, so again, this should be a bit easier to finish. There's not as many books as some of the other series that I've got on here. But yeah, I want to get to this one, and then obviously I want to finish it off with the last one, which I think is called Mina and the Cult. But yeah, this one looks a little bit thicker than the last one, but I am really looking forward to this. Then we have An Unfortunate Christmas Murder by Hannah Hendy. This is part of the Dinner Lady Detective series. I read the first one back in, I think it was 2023. And I think there's like 5 of them out now, and I've read one and I've got 3 more physically, and then obviously there's another one. I remember enjoying the first one. It wasn't phenomenal, but it was good. I had a good time, and enough to make me want to pick up the second one to see what I think. If I enjoy this, I will continue. If it's kind of middle of the road again, I don't know whether I'll read the rest of the series. I'll decide that obviously once I get to this one. But we follow Marjorie and Clementine, and they're dinner ladies at a local primary school. They live together. They are technically like partners, but that doesn't kind of, they establish that in the first book, and it's a really sweet, like, it was a really sweet moment. But they're obviously, these ladies are in their like 70s, I think. So it was, yeah, it was really sort of interesting. It was very, you know, cozy murder mystery vibes. That's kind of what you get from this. So I don't 100% know what this one's about. Obviously someone gets murdered at Christmas. But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this one's like and whether I'm going to continue the series or not. And then the final one, this is the second book, but this actually finishes the series because this is only a duology. This one is Second Honeymoon by James Patterson and Howard Rowan. And I read First Honeymoon last year. Really enjoyed that. 4.5 stars. It was really fast paced. Just wasn't what I was expecting at all. I didn't really know what to expect when I went into that book. And with how that one finished, I'm intrigued to see what this one is about. Yeah, I have no idea actually. But we're following the same detective, I think, basically from the first one. But I think it's a completely different storyline. But yeah, and then that will finish a nice little duology and I can tick that off the list. So that's it. Those are all the sequels that I'm determined to read. So that's going to finish a series for me. And if I can get through all of those, it's going to get me along in 8 other series that are on my list. So yeah, that's it from this one. Nice quick one. Just to go through all of those. Have you read any of these? Are there any on here that you think I need to prioritise? And yeah, let me know in the comments what series are you in the middle of, or what sequels are you determined to get to this year. That's it from me. Hope you're all having just an amazing evening and an amazing, or whenever you're watching this, and I hope you have an amazing week ahead. But that's it from me until next time. So yeah, take care.